Whispers of the Midnight Sea. On the windswept shores of a quiet coastal town, where the waves whispered secrets to the moon and the stars kept silent vigil over the sleeping world, two souls met in the silence between heartbeats. Elena was a painter who had grown weary of city lights and loud promises. She came to the sea seeking solitude, but instead, she found him, Adrian, a quiet man with eyes like storm-tossed waves and a voice that echoed like distant thunder. He was a writer who believed in old love, the kind that bloomed slowly and stayed like salt in the air. Their first meeting was nothing extraordinary, a glance over morning coffee at the same seaside cafe, a polite smile, a quiet nod. But something lingered. The next day, and the one after, they sat closer. She painted the sea, he wrote in his leather-bound notebook, and in between moments, their eyes would meet, and something unspoken would pass, like a sigh, like a promise. Weeks melted into months. Rain fell, waves crashed, and the seasons changed their colors. One evening, under a sky burning with twilight, Adrian finally spoke what had been writing itself between them all along. "I think the sea brought me here for you." Elena, with tears glittering in her eyes like scattered stars, whispered back, "Then let's never leave the tide." They spent their days chasing sunsets and their nights walking barefoot along the shoreline, fingers interlaced, hearts unraveled. He read her poetry under the moonlight. She painted his soul with every brushstroke. They were two verses of the same song, two waves destined to meet again and again. Years passed, but time never touched the warmth between them. When they grew old, they stayed by the sea, where the tides remembered their laughter and the stars still watched over them. And on the final evening, when the sky turned gold and the wind was soft as a lover's sigh, Adrian, with trembling hands, wrote his last words to her. "Even when the sea forgets our names, the waves will still speak of our love." Elena closed her eyes, kissed his faded notebook, and smiled, knowing their story would forever live in the heart of the ocean. A timeless love. Once upon a time in a quiet coastal town, there lived a girl named Alara who loved to paint the ocean. Every evening, she would sit by the shore, capturing the ever-changing hues of the sea on her canvas. One day, as a storm rolled in and waves crashed louder than ever, she noticed a stranger standing in the rain, watching the horizon with the same longing in his eyes. His name was Kale, a traveler who had lost his way, both in direction and in life. Drawn to Alara's calm presence and the way her eyes lit up when she spoke about the sea, he began to visit the beach every day, not to find his way, but to find her. They spoke for hours, sharing dreams, regrets, and quiet smiles that needed no words. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, their bond deepened. They found beauty in simple things, shared coffees, late-night walks, secret notes tucked inside books. He taught her how to read constellations, she taught him how to see beauty in broken things. One night, under a sky full of stars, Kale confessed, "I came here lost, but I found a reason to stay. Alara, you've become my North Star." And just like that, their love became the kind that didn't need grand declarations or perfect endings, just two souls, gently holding each other in a world that kept turning, waves still crashing, paintings still unfinished, but hearts entirely full.